Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mary Ann Quiros. I am one of the co-founders and co-directors of Indigenous Roots Cultural Arts Center. We're located at 788 East 7th Street, just a couple blocks away from Metropolitan State University on these ancestral lands of the Dakota people. I'm excited to share with you today as one of St. Paul Public Library's partners for their Winter Wellness Program on this month of March. We are here actually live from Indigenous Roots in our gallery and would like to share a little bit about our current exhibit, Madoki, She Who Shares Her Gifts by Ne-Dah-Ness Rose. And so there are over 20 photographs, original photographs taken by Ne-Dah-Ness Rose. Ne-Dah-Ness Rose is an emerging photographer of Leech Lake and will be able to share a little bit in this video of who she is and what her photos represent through her stories, as well as through the stories and the experiences of our youth who have worked with her in person.
I super appreciate all the hard work that everybody has helped me with, especially Sergio. I watched him he was in here doing it big. And Marianne for doing all of this for me, and Rochelle, and my sister Mary, everybody that supports me, Katrina. All of y'all have a big part in my life. So thank y'all for being here.
So when do you do your shoots, where and when, and Adonis is natural light. And I feel like because you use natural light a lot, it brings a natural beauty in all of the pieces that you take up. So it's really, you can see it in everybody's faces, whether they're smiling, even when they're not smiling, you see it, right? The beauty internally come outwards.
So some places are sacred and spiritual, and some places are just honestly random places. I don't have a specific way of shooting something. Most of these are, you wouldn't even honestly believe where a lot of my shots are, in the back of an alley, but people aren't focused on that, or it gets blurred out. But then you got places like here, on Leech Lake, Boom Island, Indian Mounds. Most of them, I try to focus, if I do a specific longer shoot, other than just a portrait, it has to be a spiritual or sacred place, somewhere meaningful. And I don't know why I do that, I think the picture becomes more powerful.
What do you think helped you grow the most so far? Good. I keep calling her Ne-Dah-Ness Rising.
So definitely the support from everybody. That keeps me going. And it's just, honestly, when I say that, the camera is my heartbeat, it really is. I can't imagine myself without my camera. It rides in the front seat with me. People gotta ride in the back seat. And it's just, these aren't only my memories, it's everybody's memories. And I think our people deserve to be remembered in a good way, and not always a negative, bad way that the world tries to portray people of color. So I think we deserve it, and that's what keeps me going.
So in the media, Native American and Indigenous people haven't always, and usually rarely, have influence over their representation in the media. And so for Ne-Dah-Ness as a photographer to capture Indigenous people in our own attire, in our indigeneity, and showing how many different features we have, I think it's important for her as an Indigenous artist to show that Indigenous people don't look like just one thing. We're here, we're modern.
It's nice to have all of these artists housed here and doing work and organizing. So, and I know Raina's in a couple pieces of Ne-Dah-Ness's and
Experience working with Ne-Dah-Ness is really great just because we're able to work at the water, and like Lake Phelan is like a pretty big staple for the Eastside community just because, you know, it's a great place to have it accessible for an open park. And also it was really great to be working with a lot of other Indigenous women for a great shoot that we did for MMIW. And Ne-Dah-Ness was super professional to make sure that we're all comfortable and not in our own element, especially dealing with such like a heavy issue such as MMIW. So the first time I met Ne-Dah-Ness as a photographer was at a powwow. She seen me in my regalia and she was like, I'm a photographer, I want to take your picture. And I don't know, she's just really cool, really nice, really friendly. And ever since I met her, her pictures, like her ability to take pictures have been so good. Like, and for her to do it for free most of the time, and for Native people, it's amazing. Like, I don't know, we don't really have that. We don't really have a lot of artists that are willing to do their craft for free, especially since she has such an amazing skill and she's willing to share it with her people. For her to capture the MMIW movement in the way she does, she's an artist, it's an art form, and so the way she captures it is a way where it's eye-catching.
You bring a passion and emotion, and I think I read somewhere that you think every photo tells a story and you want that story to be told. And all of that, just that alone is like so powerful and beautiful that it's amazing. So you need to know that, you need to feel that, and I think you do in your own way, but I don't think you understand how it touches other people. And it's amazing. It's a gift. She shares her gifts.
MMIW, missing and murdered Indigenous women, is an epidemic that's happening across the United States and Canada. Basically, what the movement is to bring awareness to the Indigenous women here that are going missing, that are going murdered, and there have been laws that protect the perpetrators from them for the women getting justice. And so MMIW is so important because nobody's looking for our women except for us. Nobody's really caring about what happens to these women except for us. It's been happening for such a long time. It's been happening over and over again ever since the colonizers came to this land. And now we're able to have a voice, we're able to speak, and we're able to, you know, stand for something that we believe like needs awareness and attention.
I have to have some kind of connection or vibe with you in order for me to shoot. Like if I don't know, I guess being an empath like really reflects in my photography. So I think that has a lot to do with it too, and I'm able to capture people's emotions.
So yeah, my background in being a water protector has really kind of like dives down into like the traditional Medewan teachings that I've been taught from when I was a kid, which is really, you know, that water is our lifeblood and that we should always, you know, just keep our water sacred. And, you know, I always think back to our prophecies of, you know, when they mentioned that, you know, water was going to be for sale, never when, you know, back then it wasn't, and then, you know, slowly we saw that coming true. And so I always think about like, you know, just using our prophecies to help those, really just how can we guide the current world that we had to really take care of our Mother Earth. And I feel like we've seen a lot of that during this past year of 2020 with a lot of people stepping up.
Almost everything you see up here and in I have 3 other galleries, are pictures taken in the last 2 years. Anything before then I don't have, I lost in a fire. But then we started out and we realized that there's like a whole timeline starting with birth from the woman all the way to ending with Stephanie. So all the way around is like an entire story. And in between everything, it's water. So like water involves all of us. So I don't know. But I noticed that my second eye really likes sunsets because almost all of them is sunsets. She's the best assistant, y'all, Marianne. Like, she'll jump on top of the table with the light reflector and, hey girl, oh, you look so good.
We have over 20 photos, pieces of Ne-Dah-Ness is here currently in exhibit. She has hundreds and thousands of photos that some of you may have seen already in social media. But one of the ones I wanted to share with you today, if you can't come here in person, is Ne-Dah-Ness's piece when she came and photographed our event for Dia de los Muertos last fall. And so behind me is actually a photograph of Felicity, one of the youth that has participated in various events here at Indigenous Roots. And for her to be able to be dressed as La Llorona was a powerful piece, because for Dia de los Muertos, where we honor our family members, our loved ones who have passed away. And so we do it in ceremony, but this actually captured it in photo form. And so Marisela Herrera, who is actually Felicity's mother and also makeup artist, was able to do face paint for a dozen of our youth that day for Dia de los Muertos. What I really appreciate about Ne-Dah-Ness's work is the way that she's able to capture a moment and really capture what it means to be holding up culture and tradition, to hold up stories. And so for this piece with Felicity, it really just shares the essence of what Dia de los Muertos is in its feminine essence. La Llorona, who everybody sees as something scary and dreadful, but La Llorona has her story of sadness, her story of tragedy, but also her story of her love for her children that she had lost. And so I feel like Ne-Dah-Ness has really, every piece that you see here at Indigenous Roots and other exhibits that she has, really shows her form and her lens as an artist, as a storyteller through camera.
I was in North Dakota living with my sister, one of my other sisters, one of the many sisters who aren't here tonight. But she asked me to come out to help watch her with her kids. And there's like nothing in North Dakota. Like, it's just straight flat land, nothing out there. So I used to take the kids for a walk while they was at work. And they had an iPad, and I used to take pictures of them. Like, there's these old structures, like the towns were so old time. And when I posted them, I didn't think anything of it, but when I posted them, everyone was like, oh my God, who done the kids' pictures? Like, who's the photographer? And I'm like, these are just some iPad pictures. But then people start pushing, and then people start pushing me towards like pursuing it. And then I got two people, Holly, my cousin Holly White bought me a camera, and TP bought me a camera. And from there, I just started progressing more after like everybody started giving me compliments and everything, and I was like, oh, okay, well maybe I do have. I still don't see what people see in my work. I just know what I can capture, and I try to capture what I see and want to keep that image in my head and to share with everybody. But I honestly, I can't. Like, everyone thinks their handwriting is no good, but then other people, like, I see it in that way. So, but yeah, that's how
I think Ne-Dah-Ness's work is really great just because she is able to really capture the experiences of what it's like to be an urban native, and also kind of like a native that's, you know, was raised and grew up in the reservation. And I feel like she really captures that beautifully. And I really enjoy that she really uses, you know, her sacred Ojibwe teachings, because she's also Ojibwe, and she really you know, just utilizes like the concepts of Mother Earth and, you know, keeping our women sacred, and also, you know, really just, you know, kind of like that whole community. And she really is able to capture that in her images, which I think is really powerful, and that's something that we haven't seen enough, is a lot of like Indigenous photographers who, you know, have come out of the reservation and are able to like kind of like balance that lifestyle of coming back and forth between the cities and the rest.
The top 5?
Yeah.
The hands.
That's one of my faves too.
1, because they're my auntie's hands. And the fact that she's over 80 still beating, it's just like, I don't know if it's because it's my auntie that it means a lot to me.
I'm always for, I love kicking it with other mamas that are, got their goals and their drive, and always with their family at the center as their foundation. So, this is good. Spring's gonna be great.
I remember saying, my photos are gonna be up on a billboard one day. And she's not here yet, but somebody is making that possible. And it was supposed to be released today. And so I don't know if it is or not, but so my photos will be downtown Minneapolis on a billboard.
Oh
So-
yeah, yes,
And I'll be on the front cover of Vogue magazine.
I think a lot of like our history books of when we were taught as kids, and it was kind of like just like the plain images of like Pocahontas and stuff. It wasn't like, it was just like an image of Pocahontas, and it didn't really like show the variety of like tribes across the nation, because there is like more than one like indigenous community specifically here in North America. But I think Ne-Dah-Ness is really great in the work that a lot of the youth now are being really empowered. For example, I think of one of the images that she's captured here at the Center of Cruz, who, I remember he came in and he was like, wow, that's me. I didn't really ever think that I would be like in a gallery exhibit, and I felt like he even like took pictures of it and, sent it to my brother. And so I just really think that like she just has a great gift, and it's really a lot for like our youth, and specifically, the ones who really haven't felt like worthy enough, that haven't been praised for doing the work, that she really is able to elevate the work they're doing and really kind of make them like really be strong in like the images that she shows us.
There was some other artwork in here, and she's like, this is what I want. I want my pictures to be in a gallery like this. And I was like, you'll get it. And we started talking to Marianne. That's what we were talking about, just like bringing up. I don't remember, it was like a couple years ago, so I don't remember the exact words. But
yeah, Melissa was our connector. That's right. That was the very, very first person.
Brought me here.
Yeah, Melissa. I forgot.
Baked in the bodega.
I have mom brain. It's breastfeeding.
I don't forget about you. I'm just nervous.
Yeah, exactly. Share the gallery exhibit if you can. Let people know that all the photos are up for sale. We were able to sell 3 already. There's 2 more that are pending sales. And all the profits go directly to Ne-Dah-Ness. There's gallery hours Mondays and Wednesdays during the day, Tuesday, Thursdays in the evening, and Saturdays and Sundays it's open. So basically every day except Friday, but we're here tonight. So yeah, just keep getting the word out, share it, and let's get Ne-Dah-Ness more photography equipment. Let's get Ne-Dah-Ness. Let's get Ne-Dah-Ness a studio here. So when the website goes live for spring, it's gonna have obviously Ne-Dah-Ness's about piece, and then some of her photos, where her exhibits are, and then also the merch website. So yes, you're gonna be in Team Ne-Dah-Ness.
The red handprint on our face is what we use to represent MMIW. And so if you see images, if you see videos, if you see protests with women or people with the red handprint on their face, that represents MMIW. And some people don't agree with it, but it's a way for us to show visually, like, the red handprint represents that we're being silenced. And so when she captures it, I don't know, it's an art form, not everyone's gonna agree with it, it's gonna be controversial, but she captures it in such a way where, I don't wanna say it's beautiful, but her skills and her photography really brings positive attention to it. It brings awareness to it. You can look at that picture and be, oh, what does that mean? Or you can look at that picture and just see the empowerment that our women have. And you know, we're still here. Red is such a strong color. It's, you know, it's a symbol. And I don't know, I feel like Ne-Dah-Ness really empowers the women that she photographs. And not only does she just do photography, I know that there's so many different ways that our people fight for MMIW. You know, we have search parties, we have, you know, fundraisers, we have movement, like it's a movement, you know? And so her photography really captures the essence of like what MMIW is.